Before the rise of heroes and the fall of monsters, before myths were written and legends were spoken, there was Zeus. High above Mount Olympus, where dark clouds gather and thunder splits the sky, Zeus rules as the king of the Greek gods. Armed with lightning forged by the Cyclopes, he commands the heavens, controls the storms, and decides the fate of both gods and mortals. Zeus is more than a god of power, he is the guardian of order, law, and justice. He rewards those who respect the divine laws and punishes those who dare to defy them. Feared by his enemies, respected by the gods, and worshipped by humans, his influence reaches every corner of the ancient world. Yet Zeus is also a god of contradictions, wise but ruthless, protective yet unpredictable. His decisions shape the destinies of heroes, cities, and entire civilizations. This is the story of Zeus, the ruler of the sky, the master of thunder, and the supreme god of Greek mythology. Zeus's path to power was not peaceful. He was born into a world ruled by fear, where his father Cronus devoured his own children to prevent a prophecy from coming true. Hidden at birth and raised in secret, Zeus grew in strength and intelligence, waiting for the right moment to challenge fate itself. When the time came, Zeus led a great rebellion against the Titans, a war that shook the foundations of the universe. Thunder clashed with stone, the seas roared, and the earth trembled as gods and giants fought for control of existence. In the end, it was Zeus who emerged victorious, casting the Titans into the depths of Tartarus, and claiming his place as the ruler of Olympus. But ruling the cosmos was only the beginning. Zeus became the judge of gods and mortals, the protector of sacred laws, and the force that maintained balance between chaos and order. Every storm, every lightning strike, and every divine judgment carried his will from his throne on Mount Olympus. Zeus watched over both gods and humans. Kings prayed to him for authority, warriors for victory, and farmers for rain. His voice was heard in the thunder, and his anger was seen in the lightning that struck the earth. To the ancient Greeks, Zeus was not distant. He was present in every storm and every oath sworn in his name. Yet Zeus was also deeply involved in the lives of mortals. He tested humanity, rewarded hospitality, and punished arrogance. Those who respected the laws of the gods earned his protection, while those who challenged divine order faced his wrath. Many of the greatest heroes of Greek mythology, including Hercules and Perseus, were shaped by Zeus's will, either as his children or as instruments of his plans. Despite his supreme power, Zeus was not without flaws. His emotions often guided his actions, and his choices sometimes brought conflict among the gods themselves. These imperfections made him not only a ruler of heaven, but a reflection of the human struggles for power, justice, and control. Through his triumphs and failures, Zeus remained the central force that held the world together. The power of Zeus was reflected in the symbols he carried. The lightning bolt was his ultimate weapon, a sign of absolute authority and unstoppable force. The eagle, soaring high above the earth, represented his watchful eye and dominance over the skies. Even the oak tree, strong and enduring, was sacred to Zeus, symbolizing strength and stability. At the center of Olympus stood Hera, the queen of the gods and Zeus's wife. Their marriage represented divine rule, yet it was often marked by tension and conflict. Zeus's many affairs with goddesses and mortal women led to the birth of powerful gods and legendary heroes, while Hera's jealousy fueled some of the most dramatic stories in Greek mythology. Through these relationships, Zeus shaped the fate of gods and humans alike. Each union, each betrayal, and each act of mercy or punishment added another chapter to the ever-growing mythology. Zeus was not simply a god to be worshipped, he was a force of nature, unpredictable and eternal, whose influence echoed through time. Zeus was not only a god of justice, but also of punishment. When divine laws were broken, his response was swift and unforgiving. Mortals who challenged the authority of the gods or acted with unbearable arrogance were often made examples of, their fates turned into eternal warnings for humanity. One of the most famous punishments was inflicted upon Prometheus, who dared to steal fire from the gods and give it to mankind. For this act of defiance, Zeus chained him to a mountain, where an eagle devoured his liver every day, only for it to grow back each night, an endless cycle of suffering. Zeus also punished King Tantalus, who betrayed the god's trust. Condemned to stand in water he could never drink, beneath fruit he could never reach, Tantalus was cursed with eternal hunger and thirst. His punishment became a symbol of endless desire and cruel temptation. Another example was Ixion, who attempted to deceive the gods themselves. As punishment, Zeus bound him to a flaming wheel that spun forever across the heavens. These curses were not acts of simple cruelty, but lessons meant to preserve balance between gods and mortals. Through these punishments, Zeus enforced the laws of the universe. His lightning did not strike without reason. Every curse carried a message: divine order must never be challenged. Despite his fearsome punishments, Zeus was also capable of mercy. He did not destroy humanity without reason, and often gave mortals a chance to prove their worth. Disguised as a traveler or a beggar, Zeus walked among humans to test their sense of hospitality and respect for the gods. Those who showed kindness were rewarded, while those who acted with cruelty faced severe consequences. One such test led to a great flood, sent to cleanse the world of corruption. Yet even in destruction Zeus preserved hope by sparing Deucalion and Pyrrha, allowing humanity to be reborn. This balance between judgment and mercy defined Zeus's rule over the cosmos. Long after temples crumbled and ancient prayers faded, Zeus remained alive in stories, art, and culture. He became the symbol of supreme authority, the ruler archetype that influenced later mythologies and even modern storytelling. Gods, kings, and powerful figures across history would be compared to Zeus, a reminder of absolute power and its consequences. In the end, Zeus was more than a myth. He was the embodiment of order rising from chaos, a force that shaped the world through thunder, judgment, and fate itself. When the thunder fades and the skies grow silent, the presence of Zeus still lingers. Not in temples of stone, but in the stories humanity continues to tell. He reminds us that power demands responsibility, that order is born from chaos, and that even the mightiest ruler is shaped by his choices. Zeus was feared, worshipped, and questioned, just as power itself has always been. Through storms and silence, judgment and mercy, his legacy echoes across time. And as long as thunder rolls across the sky, the name of Zeus will never truly be forgotten.